Okay, so just want to quickly talk with you how to find the gradient between two given points. Now, in the previous lesson, we looked at finding the gradient of a line when we got the line drawn on a graph, and we looked at it like this, where we looked at the change in y divided by the change in x, did a division to work out the gradient. You can do exactly the same if you have 2 points and you don't have a line drawn. You just have to be able to identify which is the x coordinate and which is the y coordinate. So the x coordinate in both of these is the first one, and the y coordinate is the second one. Okay, so we need to be able to find the difference or the change in y and the change in x. So I'm going to look at the change in y first. So you would take, and you always do it exactly the same way round, the second coordinate, so the second coordinate pair, you take the y value and you take away the y value from the first coordinate pair. Okay, so that gives us 6. And then the change in x, again, same way round. So you do the second coordinate pair, so you look at your second x value first, and then subtract your first x value, which equals 2. So if we substitute those into the formula, we've got the change in y, which is 6, divided by the change in x, which is 2. 6 divided by 2 is 3. So the gradient between these 2 points would be 3. So the line that joins them would have a gradient of 3. Okay, so we're going to have a look at some more examples. Okay, so you've got these two here. Remember, it's the change in y divided by the change in x. So we do the second, look at the y first, because that's on the top, and we look at the second coordinate and we take away the first one. So remember, this is your y coordinate here. So we would do 9 take away 7 divided by, and we've got off x coordinates. And again, we always go from second to first. 3 take away 1. So 9 take away 7 is 2. 3 take away 1 is 2. 2 divided by 2 equals 1. So the line that joins these points would have a gradient of 1. Okay, look at this one here. So we've got always the second coordinate pair first we look at. We look at the y value to go on top. So it's 8. And then we subtract the y value from the first. Then we do the same with the x coordinates. Again, working in the same way. So 8 take away 4 is 4. 3 take away 0 is 3. So you can either leave this as a fraction, or you can write it as a mixed number. Or if you really wanted to leave it decimal, you could do, but normally just leave it in fraction form, and I'd probably just leave it as that. Okay, look at this pair here. So we've got 6 from the first one, take away 5 from the second, divided by, and then we've got 4 and 2. So 6 take away 5 is 1, 4 take away 2 is 2. So we're left with a gradient of a half. Oh, sorry, you can't see that very well. Gradient of a half. Then the last one, okay, exactly the same. 7 take away 5 divided by 2 take away 4. Okay, remember gradients can be negative, so don't be tempted to do this the other way round so that you don't get a negative. You always go from second to first. So 7 take away 5 is 2. 2 take away 4 is negative 2. So this line would have a gradient of negative 1. Okay, I hope that helps.